Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of A Planet Among the Stars. I am Dr. Jane with Avalon Rises, and this is a very special edition of our sort of normal astrology forecast or analysis because today I'm also going to be talking about one of the 8 sacred Sabbats of the year, Mabon, which marks the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. So this is an exciting episode because in addition to a moment of planetary movement, for this is also marking when the sun does transit into Libra. So the sun is leaving Virgo and moving into Libra. It is actually a really beautiful as above, so below kind of moment, because there is also a very distinct rhythm that the earth has right now, and it is marking a transition time, a quarter time in the year, in the cycle of the wheel, as we call it, in the turning of the wheel. So there is kind of a celestial movement happening, a solar movement happening, but then there's also a shift in the rhythm of the earth today. And so now the equinox, of course, it does shift days because it does depend on the movement of the sun, the planet around the sun, I should say. So this year in 2022, it is falling on the 22nd, today's the 22nd of September. But it can fall anywhere, sometimes super early, can be the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, or all the way until the 23rd. But it's usually, the 20th, 21st, or 22nd of September. And, this is, in terms of the astrological shift that's happening, as I mentioned, the sun is moving into Libra and out of Virgo. I've spoken a fair bit about Libra in my Mercury retrograde video recently, because this is also the sign that Mercury is retrograde in until tomorrow, actually, when it will move backwards into Virgo. So we'll get a little bit of Virgo energy returning. But then in addition, I will speak a good bit more about Libra for the new moon analysis I'll be doing in a couple days, because the new moon this coming Sunday is also in Libra. But Libra is an energy of balancing. Libra desires balance. And it is about bringing things into balance. So the, kind of hermetic law that Libra really works with is that law of energy exchange, the law of compensation, that the energy we are putting out is equivalent to the energy we are receiving, and vice versa, right? To create that infinity loop of flow in our lives. And so, this is now kind of that lens that is going to be really coloring everything, because the sun is now changing its lens, right? And in addition, remembering that the ruling planet of Libra is Venus. And so Libra also has that harmony element to it, really wanting, because the outcome of balance is harmony. The outcome of balance is peace, right? And so there's that really peaceful and harmonious element to Libra, where Libra is really trying to bring things into balance so that we can have harmony and we can have peace. And this is very much reflected below, as above, so below, in the Mabon, in the fall equinox. Because what the fall equinox is really celebrating and observing, at this turning point in the wheel, we are in the second harvest. So Mabon is also known as the second harvest. And there are 3 harvests in the year. The first is Lunasa or Lammas. And we didn't actually do a video about Lunasa this year because I was traveling and things were busy, but it's not to be overlooked. And the first harvest was traditionally the grain harvest. And these three harvests are associated kind of with the rhythm of the crops and which crops are ripe at different times. But that is, the physical manifestation of also our energetic harvests. And so now this is the second harvest, and Mabon is the fruit harvest. So apples, berries, this is the sweetness, right? In Mabon, we are harvesting the sweetness of life. On first glance, this would make it seem like, oh, well, this should be a really enjoyable, easygoing time. But, to kind of remind us, because we aren't as connected with the concept of harvesting as we once were, right? And when we were in agricultural societies, the harvest is not actually like a chill time. Harvest is really pretty hectic. Harvest energy, it has deadlines. You got to get that stuff harvested and stored before it rots on the vine. When we are in an agricultural setting, everything comes ripe at the same time. So you have all of your crop and you need to get it taken care of or else you'll lose it. So harvest energy in the harvest season is actually really busy, and it can be kind of deadline oriented. It can feel hectic. And it's very much driven in a kind of the way that a Virgo energy of like needing to get your ducks in a row, needing to get things really taken care of and sorted in the physical. Because if you don't, then you're going to lose it, right? Because the apples aren't going to just stay on the tree. They'll fall and then they'll rot on the ground, right? If you don't harvest them in time. And so harvest season can actually have a really frenetic energy to it, which I think a lot of us are really feeling right now. But Mabon is here as the balancer to that, right? So this is a time of equal light and equal dark. It's also marking the shift in the rhythm. Okay, we are now starting the transition out of the light season, which is expansive, masculine energy, solar driven, and flow, right? Outward flow, and into the dark season, which formally will happen with Samhain, with the final harvest. But we are starting to enter that twilight of the year, and we are starting to need to honor that other Hermetic principle, which is the Hermetic principle of rhythm, right? So we've got three now Hermetic principles really being featured today, right? As above, so below. And then as well as energy exchange, compensation, balancing that, but also the principle of rhythm. Everything has its rhythm. And these sacred Sabbats really serve to connect us to that rhythm of the earth, rhythm of Mother Gaia, right? Which is reflecting Father Sky, right? And that as above, so below principle. And as below, so above, right? It goes both ways, energy exchange. And we are really starting to enter this time where we need to honor that ebb, but we're not there yet. And harvest is kind of this marathon. It's the end of the marathon, right? And so what really Mabon brings us the opportunity to do is similar to that transition into the Libra energy for balance and peace. It offers us a time to pause during this hectic harvest and count our blessings, right? And take a look at everything that you have accomplished in the last 6 months. And not just necessarily physical things, but ways you have shifted. We've talked a lot over the course of these retrogrades, and gosh, we had an eclipse season, right? That's what started this all. This has been a time of intense personal transformation, right? And challenges. But these are the harvest. Right? That is the work of the harvest. And so you can take this time to really look at how you have transformed and look at this balance and bring this into balance in your life, because the great antidote to this sort of chaotic harvest energy is gratitude and peace. And so Mabon really asks us to kind of come to that place and take a moment amidst the chaos and deliberately choose to pause. And in that pause, to then actually appreciate how far we've come this year and in this cycle and in this season. And that is the reflection of the transition into Libra, right? And into that harmony energy. And coming into harmony with our own process and recognizing that when we are striving, it is because we are harvesting in our lives. So I hope you get a chance this Mabon, this harvest season, to come to that place, take a few moments to be grateful, see how far you've come and honor that, really honor that. And feel that transition from the hectic, earth-oriented, action-oriented, order-oriented energy of Virgo into the harmony-oriented energy of Libra. And bring that harmony and that peace into yourself. And we will also be hosting a special Fall Equinox, a special Mabon Max meditation this coming Sunday. So if you want to sign up for that, you can go to our website or our Instagram or drop a comment here. Sign up for our email list. The link is emailed out. And we will hopefully see you there if you need a little extra help coming to that stillness here amidst the hectic harvest season. And we look forward to seeing you and continuing on our journey together. Thank you. Blessed be.